Have you ever entered a trade and realized that after 4 5 hours plus, the trade goes nowhere, just bounces from profit to loss and profit to loss, and you're frustrated thinking, why hasn't this trade gone anywhere since I entered it? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain just why, and I'm going to show you the absolute best time to place a trade in Forex that will give you the most profit and help you maximize your time on the chart. If that sounds interesting, then stick to the end of the video. Alright, so what is the best time to trade? There are basically three main sessions we need to put into account. The best time to trade will be broken down into these three sessions. There are more than three sessions, but the main sessions you should be focused on are these three: the Asian session, the London session, and the New York session. Right. So if you want to know the best time to trade, these are the sessions you have to look at. And you have to understand their characteristics, right? I would tell you that Asian session is the worst time to trade. If you've entered a trade and realized that for like hours the trade hasn't gone anywhere, more than 2 hours the trade hasn't gone anywhere, then you're most likely trading Asian session. 90% of the time the market is stagnant, just consolidating, doing Asian session. That's the characteristics of the Asian session. Each session has their own behavior, has their own personal character, right? So the London session is the most volatile of all of the three sessions, and it has its own characteristics, right? So Asian session mostly is stagnant, just sideways. Then London session, that's when you have that volatility, those sharp, fast moves you see in the market, right? And then the New York session is mostly a continuation of the London session. It's almost as volatile as the London session, but depending on the pair you're trading, the London session is mostly the most volatile. But on some occasions, the New York session is also as volatile as the London session. So which session should you be trading? Should you be trading the Asian, the London, or the New York? I would say don't trade Asian session. Trade only the London session and the New York session. Why? Because you don't want to be trading when the market isn't going anywhere, right? Your best opportunity would be to trade London session when it's when the market is at its most volatile phase, and then the New York session to continue. If you missed or if you didn't have any setup during the London session, then you can trade the New York session, right? And it's also important not only to know these sessions, but to also know the accurate time, what time the sessions occur, right? So one mistake I usually see traders make is they trade their charts blank like this. Nothing on the charts apart from technical drawings like this. The chart is mainly just blank like this. And in my own opinion, I won't advise you to trade a blank chart. I would rather recommend you add a few indicators, just like one or two, to help you indicate the session timings, right? Then instead of you manually highlighting the sessions by yourself. And the indicator I use to highlight the sessions is called the FXN. You can see FXN Asian Session Range by Rob Minty or by Billy FX. All right, so if you go on your indicators tab on TradingView and you type in FXN Asian session, and you see those two indicators. You can add this one or this one. Don't add the two; they are basically the same thing. Just anyone you want to add among the two. So when you add it, I already have it here. So I have it customized personally with the colors and stuff. This is not the default color, but you can customize it in the settings. If you go over to settings here, you can customize. You can change the color. You can see New York session background color and stuff like that. You can also change the timing, but leave it at default. Leave the timing at default. All right. So not only that, right click on your trading view on your mouse and go to settings and go to appearance and turn on session breaks. You can put the color to black depending on your background color, and you can change it. You can put a straight line or dash line. What this does is it separates each day from another. All right, so this is the start of one day and the end of the day, starting another day, right? So each section is a day. So this is one day, this is another day, right? So this was yesterday, Monday. This is Tuesday, the next day, which is today. All right. So this indicator basically highlights the sessions for you. All right. So we have the Asian session being this gray section here. This is the Asian session, and it lasts for, if you draw, let me just go all the way here. If you measure from the line the session breaks to the end of Asian session, you see it's about 8 hours. So the Asian session lasts for 8 hours. After the Asian session, you have about an hour or two to London session, right? And then London session begins 2 hours after Asian session and then lasts for 4 hours. Then the New York session starts 1 hour after, or 45 minutes after the end of London, and then the New York session also lasts for about 4 hours. After that, then you should be done trading. You should only trade inside London session or inside New York session, right? You can see the moment New York session was over here, you can see the market just basically began to consolidate. And you can see Asian session also was consolidating without any movements. Then coming into London, we had this volatile move, then all these volatile moves right here. So your absolute best time to trade will be either London session or New York session, right? If you enter a trade here, let's say you entered it on a buy here, you would see that you would be stuck in the consolidation of about 5 hours plus before they actually made this move. So don't trade London session, don't trade Asian session, trade London session or New York session. You can see these are the volatile times. Asian session didn't go anywhere. Sometimes they would move on doing Asian session, but that really depends on the pair you're looking at. For example, I have GBP USD, right? So that is the pound, the Great Britain pound, and the United States dollar. So we know the pound moves at London session. It's a London session pair. It moves at London session and also has USD on it. So that means it would also move during the New York session. So Asian session, it won't move. But if you go to pairs that usually move at Asian session, you have pairs like AUD USD. Any pair that starts with AUD, Australian dollar, or New Zealand dollar. Let me just show you NZD. Any pair that has this, they usually move during Asian session. If you go to something like GBP NZD2, you will see that they usually move during Asian session. You will see that, let me just delete this. You see this move. This is about 100 pips during Asian session. And here we see they also moved during, they moved 60 pips during Asian session. Here today, they moved about 90 pips during Asian session. So it really depends on the pair you're trading. You can see most of the time on these NZD and AUD pairs, you have, and also JPY pairs too, you have all these huge moves during Asian session. But pairs that have USD and GBP, they don't usually move like that, right? So that's basically it on session timing. And if you enjoyed this video and if you found this video helpful, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be uploading more content teaching you how to trade like the market makers, how to trade like smart money concepts. So if you want to understand how to trade the sessions, how to properly trade the sessions, the structure behind the sessions, then click this video to learn more about that, and I'll see you on the next one.